The 20th October 2024, I made a video on YouTube talking about how I start a personal brand and start creating content. Exactly 1 year later, I've generated over 500,000 views for myself and clients at only 16 years old. And in this video, I'll break down the 7 pillars of how I edit short form videos. Now you can do the same. So let's jump right into step 1. Ideate, script, and film. When you ideate your content, you want to make it clear on who you're targeting, whether that being your ICP or if you're just making content for entertaining purposes. In the beginning, coming up with ideas for your content can be very hard, and that's why you can utilize AI, especially ChatGPT, to generate content ideas. But reading from a script can and will make you sound very robotic, especially if your script is from AI. So what I do and advise you to do is to rewrite the script to make it sound like it's actually coming from a human being. Or to sound the most natural, write down bullet points like I did in this reel and just come up with things to say while recording. But before we come into filming, to be the most prepared, you also want to write down any B-roll ideas that you can come up with, just to emphasize your point and making the video more fun to watch. Again, if you can't come up with any ideas yourself, then just use AI. But don't be too reliant on AI, because you want to enable your creative mind to get better ideas in the future. Now, the last point of step 1 is recording. Either if it's from a phone or a camera, you mostly want to be in a quiet place where you can focus on your script or bullet points, as well as making your audio source take up the most amount of audio. Now, you really don't need a mic. You can just take your phone footage and add it to an AI software like Adobe Podcast, with even removing the background noise as well. But of course, you can always buy a cheap wireless microphone like this one for about $40 to get a bit more of a professional feel to your videos. Coming on to step 2, doing the rough cuts and actually fixing the audio. I personally filmed from my Sony a6700 and record audio from this mic onto my phone. This makes it so that I have to add both of the videos and click the synchronize button in Premiere Pro to sync the video with the audio. Then I'll just hit delete from the camera sound and the phone footage to end up with a beautiful sounding and looking clip. After this, I'll link the footage to the audio and start the rough cut by transcribing the video and clicking remove all pauses. I'll do this because it saves me a bunch of time rather than clicking and deleting the spaces. And once I've cleaned up my timeline by removing repeating sentences, I'll export the video in an MP3 file and upload it to Adobe Podcast. I'll tweak the sliders to my liking by removing background noises and enhancing my speech, and then I'll export it back to my timeline. Now, coming up to the third pillar is the planning of the actual editing itself. Sit down on a piece of paper or anything to draw on and jot down a quick sketch of how you imagine your video to be. For example, while seeing this, I instantly thought of some lines connecting the movement of my hand, and afterwards I added some text. And for that sequence, this is the final result, with some small tricks from video editing. So just keep doing that for the entirety of the video, but keep out some dead space where you want the video to be focused on the main thing, you. And once we got that done, we're going into pillar 4 and actually creating what we imagined. Either that being creating your design in Premiere Pro, After Effects, or even Canva. Some simple animations can and should be enough. But honestly, there's way too much detail into teaching somebody After Effects into this short video. So if I see any comments wanting an in-depth tutorial about After Effects, then I'll drop one. But for now, just stick with some simple animations. Alright, now comes to one of the parts which is the most important, but I dislike to do the most. Sound design. Choosing a song could be the make or break of your video. For example, adding a corporate song to a gym clip won't fit, or a dramatic song won't fit for some cinematic, beautiful B-rolls. I recently purchased Artlist, which will help me to choose and find the right song and sound effect for my coming videos. Artlist, please sponsor me for my 50 subscribers. But if you want to stick with free alternatives, you can just search up songs on YouTube and download them by using MP3 Juice. But if somebody starts talking about copyright, I didn't teach you this. Artlist is obviously not the only paid option. You've also got Epidemic Sound, Upbeat, and many more to choose between. But just as adding the right song, adding the right sound effects to your video will create emotion and make the viewers absolutely hooked into your story. For any beginner, adding bushes, ticks, and suspense builders is totally enough. Just that will take your boring video and make it a movie. Well, almost. Now, if you've ever sat in the bus scrolling without any headphones, you probably aren't blasting videos from your speaker. You are sitting there relying on videos with captions to watch. And if you're a creator, you have to realize that if you're skipping this very important step, you're probably losing 40% of viewers that you could have sold to. And this is why the 6th pillar is adding captivating captions to make your videos watchable to anyone, even without sound. Now, just as we did with the 2nd pillar, we'll be needing to transcribe the footage and then create captions automatically. Now, you'll just have to add a simple font that you like or your brand's main font, add some simple shadows behind it, and boom, you're done. Now, obviously, captions in and of itself is a massive rabbit hole, from adding pop-up animations to transitions to exit animations and a lot more, which I once again aren't diving into in this video. And now, for the last and probably most important part of your video. is removing unnecessary parts of the video. If your video is around a minute long, which it should be, but you realized afterwards that you had an unfunny joke, unnecessary information, and even unnecessary edits, keeping that into the video can do more harm than good, through making the viewer lose touch and getting confused by your video. Wow, you made it through the entire video. Now, you just have to export the video and become a millionaire. Not really. The most important part for you right now isn't making a perfect video. It's hitting upload for the first time, or once again, and actually improving with each video, from trying new things and finding your style of content. But if you've enjoyed this video, I hope you've also found a ton of value. And if you're trying to make content to sell an online info product, then you can reach out directly to me through the comments or by the Instagram that I linked in the description. And also like and subscribe. Peace.